All right, all right. Is this thing on? I think it's on. Welcome to the Friday Night Craft and Chill. A little later than usual, I fell asleep. So, yeah. Totally fell asleep. After dinner, laid down, looked at my phone, woke up, and it was just a little while ago. So, what do we got? Fat Red Foo, yes, you were first. Pants pinned comment. No pinned comment yet. Time to chill, yes indeed. What's up, Ed? Boy, I tell you, I'm kind of zonked because my air conditioning was out most of yesterday, so that kind of took a lot out of me. And I'm a little dazed right now just from waking up from a little nap, but today was a good day. So I guess I'll talk about this thing because brain is just starting to fire. Yeah, on a whim, I was looking at some notes. I was trying to figure out what I could do for a reel, and I just kind of go through my sketchbook sometimes, like just doodles. And I doodled a bandsaw, and I was like, oh, you know what? A bandsaw might be cool for an action figure prop, right? Basically, actually all tools. I'm thinking like bandsaw, drill press, planer, table saw. Any of that stuff would look pretty cool. Who else do we have? It's Jay Gonzo. What's up, Jay Gonzo? Duffman Diorama's in here now. Fat Red saying, I feel this week has been a slog and draining. That could be said of any summer week in Texas. For sure. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess for everyone it's different. But a little bit. Pillage your dream shop, random, right? That'd be cool. Dashing Vandal says, great ideas. Thank you, Dashing Vandal. Something else I've been playing with this week is a little Tinkercad. And I know when we did those missile pods, which are still not glued on to the main body. Let's see. And we did these doors closed on the front, and I was thinking it, and some of you guys mentioned it too. You know, missiles would be cool, but this is what I went with. But when I was playing around in Tinkercad, I was like, I don't know, you know, maybe we could do some little missile fronts. So it's a little rough because it's I don't know if it seems like the finishes I get in Tinkercad aren't great. Maybe I need to just learn what I'm doing a little bit more, but you can see that it's serviceable. Meant for, I didn't make it for this size. I made it really more for, yeah, something about that size. But pretty cool. And I can mount it that way, or maybe have it like that on the back of a, you know, a pull along or something. Printed 2 of those. What are you going to make the bandsaw blade out of? Yeah, so it's a thinner material, right? If you wanted to be, just to have the most fragile thing on the face of the earth, you could do it from foam, believe it or not. I think you could. I was thinking I didn't really know yet. I know I want to make the part that comes down is going to be wood, probably. And then take a little dowel and make 2 of the little I don't know what you would call them, bearings or whatever, but they're the two wheels that the blade, sits in between at the edge of the rod that comes down. I know I thought about this more before. Oh, I was thinking maybe styrene. I can make the blade out of styrene. I have to cut it very fine. But yeah, just one of those options. Something like that. Scale doesn't have to be... The thickness of the blade, might be a little bit thicker than it should be to get the material strength. But styrene, it would probably be pretty close. Soda can strips could work. Yeah, I don't usually mess with soda cans too much. Yeah, red painted tips. That's what that's for. Red painted tips. And Ed, actually, after DFW Joe, I've been really thinking about a new 3D printer. I have... can you see it? Oh, no. I got the old Ender 3 I brought in my room. Right here. And I actually have some red PLA right here also, but the Ender 3 is only a one-color printer. But I have been thinking about getting a multicolor printer. And I would like one of the really fancy pants ones, like the Bamboo Carbon, but I'm not going to do that. But I might get a Bamboo Mini that has the 4-color printing module, which would allow me to do, red tips on things, or potentially, other stuff too. That thing actually, even though I think it's called AWS, it sets up for 4 different colors. It will actually, you can sync, like, I want to say it's either 3 or 4 of them. So that thing will actually print like 12 or 16 different colors if you had it all, up and go. Of course, it costs a fortune to do that. But I was looking at it, I think on their site it's about $350 right now for the Bamboo A1 Mini with the multicolor system. That's not including any of the filament or anything, but that's really fairly reasonable for something like that. I love soda cans, so easy to form. Yeah. I made a whole castle out of soda cans a long time ago. And by soda cans, I mean beer cans. And the entire top of my kitchen cabinets was nothing but, like, it started at one end of the kitchen, wrapped all the way around, got to the, like a counter, and I made an entire tower that came all the way down from the top of the cabinets down to the counter, and it had, like, oh man, I took like shoe boxes and wrapped them in the cans, and I was flattening them all out and taking the tabs and gluing them on the top to make, turrets. It was pretty wild. Mostly Coors Light. Yeah. No, a wire would be rough, Fat Red, because bandsaw blades they're broad. It's not like a wire would probably work for a scroll saw blade, but bandsaw blade, it would, unless you like hammered it down. Those were the days. Can you make a forklift for the shop? Asking for a friend. Probably. But I didn't spend a lot. I did use a forklift when I was younger, like a long time ago. Maybe I was like early 20s. I rode around on a forklift a bit. But I spent more time using a walkie stacker. So if I was going to build one, I would probably build a walk behind, like a crown style walkie stacker would be more fun for me. liquor bottles. Right, don't forget to give the like button a little love. That's very true. Okay, so what am I gonna do? I don't know. I'm barely waking up. I'll put this on screen so it looks less boring. I'm gonna pour some tea. That's what I'm gonna do first. You know what? I don't think that's hot enough anymore. Let me heat that up a little more. Photos, yeah, I tore it down years and years ago. But it was funny because was in an apartment, and on several different occasions, the maintenance guys that were in there doing stuff several times, like, started like, wow, dude, what is that? And I remember one guy took out his camera phone and just started like asking me if he could take pictures of it, and started taking pictures of it. So it was pretty funny. Hello, fools. What's up, Larry? How you doing, man? Oh, there was another thing that I did that didn't come out so good, but just like a little experiment in Tinkercad, playing around with a little console front. All these buttons are individual, but the printer couldn't print that resolution. So this is kind of basically a failure. But it's good to show the failures. It would still work for something, you know, if you painted it up and threw it on something, I'm sure it would look totally fine, but didn't exactly do what I wanted to do. If I actually blew it up to twice the size, I think you might get the resolution in the buttons without me even changing the model, so I might try that. But before I did that, I was excited to do these missile tips once again. I could build something with these right now. I don't know. Think about that. I think Oilers made a pallet jack, or maybe he bought one that was metal or something. Yeah, Duffman, I feel like I saw one, but I can't remember either. That's a cool greeble. Yeah, it's okay, Fat Red, but part of the whole idea of it was to do a 3D print replacement for my my keypads. So I wanted to have something I could throw down every now and then that would replace these. And this is just too small and doesn't have individual keys on it. So, but I didn't do the measurements enough. I was just kind of doodling in Tinkercad. I'm getting a hang of it. And actually, Tinkercad is pretty darn good. I didn't realize how... I don't think it was that good. I think it sucked a lot more, and they've just made it better. Or I just didn't spend enough time with it before to realize how decent it was, because it's pretty decent, like, for what you can do in it. The only thing I'm worried about is the resolution. I can't tell, but all of the prints kind of have like this. Where is it? Like that finish. It's not smooth, so I don't know if the resolution of the output, the export file, is like that good. But I think it could also just be something I'm doing wrong. Yeah, because this one's a little bit smoother. I would use that for 1.6, car dashboards. Yeah, it would look cool for that. It has a lot of uses. I mean, it could be used. There's no doubt. It's just not having the individual buttons on the keypad is kind of a bummer. That's kind of a bummer to me. Larry says, I love the red console that I have. Well, thank you. Thank you, Punk. Yeah, this was a small one that I did in a similar style. And I'm realizing this actually would probably make a pretty good control console for an automated gun turret system. Yeah. You know what? I think that was one of the things I was thinking I might do tonight. I was looking at some G.I. Joe stuff. And I did like the absolute most horrible rough sketch ever. Where is it? Right, and I've kind of like drew the little turret that we have right here. That one. I was like, maybe like a wall section on a tower or something might be kind of cool. Doesn't have to be a whole diorama, but it could be moved around. And this was kind of pulled off of the idea of the shape of it was kind of pulled off of like a G.I. Joe play set that I was looking at. I don't know what it's called. Larry might even recognize it, even from my crappy drawing. But they had some pretty cool ones that I wasn't familiar with when I was looking at that fortification style. Best drawing I could ever make? No, man, it's pretty rough. That's the G.I. Joe HQ. Okay. Well, it's got the gun part. It's got the gun part right there. Yeah, and I think there was like a communication center, HQ, command center in the back there. Yeah, pretty cool. I don't remember that one when I was a kid. So, yeah, I mean, this might work. Let me clear a few things away, and then maybe we'll just do a little wall section, something simple. My buddy's Customs. What's up, bud? How you doing, man? Thank you for coming by. Could you show the weapon on the table? The weapon on the table. This? Is this what you're talking about, TK? I just finished ripping apart my washer. Oh, man. Yeah, that's one of the, what is it? Hotel something. It's from the Valaverse weapon pack. So, I really like the gun. And I really like it's got the fire effects, it's got the movable stand, and the clip-in, I guess you would call that a magazine, I'm not sure, but the little bullets and stuff. Looks cool, can't stand the freaking color, but you know, you gotta try different colors. I understand they had the mold. I'm probably gonna take the whole thing and paint it black. And yeah. I mean, I just don't like the green. It's personal. I would do white and black if I was doing the Arctic color, not the green. But you know, like I said, you gotta try different things. I know they have them in all different colors, but I might just repaint the whole thing black with some silver highlights. Yeah, but pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty it's pretty minty. Like, I don't know. I get it. It was a choice. I feel like I would do a blue or a black, like a white and icy blue, or a white and a black for an Arctic gun. But you know, it's like, you know, everyone's done white and black for Arctic guns, so I get it. Try something different, but yeah. Okay. Oh, and for anyone that wasn't here in the beginning, I don't know if you guys caught it, but I started the reel on this bandsaw, and I've been talking about maybe I'll do some different tools, like shop tools. They're kind of chunky, and yeah, that might be kind of fun. All right, let me get my thoughts together. Need 2 teaspoons of honey. Oh, one more side note. I did try painting on some of the basswood I use for laser cutting, and it's not too bad. Just the normal craft paint that I use for dioramas actually took pretty well to the wood and looks good. The only thing is, if anyone's worked with wood before, you'll probably know this, is the glue, because Aleene's tacky glue, very similar to wood glue, clogs up the wood pores. So if you get any glue outside of the joints, it's going to stop the paint's ability from seeping into the joints and getting that nice even finish. So you're going to get those little weird bleached spots here and there. Because it's funny, the paint, rather than just sitting on the surface, you know, like it would with foam, or I suppose if I just put enough on there and let it dry in, it probably would. I'm taking a cloth after I paint it and wiping it down, so it's staining the wood, which is kind of nice. I kind of like the effect of it. It looks cool. Mint green. Oh, Valaverse Weapon Pack Hotel. There you go. There you go. And Ed, there was a lot of guns in there, man. I couldn't believe it. For $12, that was quite a bit. Quite a bit of stuff. But Punk, how do you feel about the green, right? Hey, Michael Duffman, how you doing? Michael Dumas. I just combined the both of you. Duffman, Dumas, very close in my sleep-deprived brain. TAR Productions, what kind of printer would you need? What are you talking about? Printing these TAR or TK? Yeah, you do get a lot of weapons for the price, Ed. There's no doubt. And I didn't even look, but I'm sure, like, are the other weapons packs pretty much similar but different color schemes, or is he like mixing them up a little bit? I'm gonna start cutting this, I think, on the hot wire cutter. Let's see, do we got? Yeah, we do. Oh wait, before I do that, I need to check scale. Need to get some ideas here. So this is about. I guess that'll work. I feel like it should be taller. Nah, it's gonna look fine. Just gonna need a chunky bit to make a pillar. some 2-inch foam as well. What's up, my dudes? What's up, Troy? Troy Dotson, how you doing, man? That weapons pack was the first kind of the first theme pack. The rest have been random thrown in. Okay, I see. Action Joe Figs. Good evening, everyone. Hello, random. Hello, Action Joe Figs. Alright, so this is 4 inches. No, it's too much. Maybe 3. Yep, I think I like that more. So 3 by 3. So basically we'll have a wall of 1 inch with maybe I was either going to do 4 by 4, but I think I'll do a 3 by 3 pillar on the end with this guy sitting on it. Maybe the pillar will have like some kind of support down the middle. I don't know if we'll leave the wall plain Jane. Nah, we'll at least do some like panel dividing or something on it. And on the end it could be new finished or it could be ruined at the end, but I think, I don't know, it might be new. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, over to the hot wire cutter. Eduardo, what's up, Eduardo? Where's that? Prophet Director, love your work, random. Thank you, Prophet Director. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Let's go to the hot wire. Okay, crap. Not enough room. All right, funky camera arm. thing is too... And the last time I cut this, I cut it too janky to feed through the hot wire cutter well, so I'm gonna try to cut it with a blade to get it a little bit more reasonable here. At least significantly better. Nice. Alrighty. Let's take a look at the chat here. Eduardo next month. Every month, Eduardo now goes on a tour somewhere in the world to find Dr. Pepper. Action Joe Figs checking out TAR. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Action Joe Figs. Process can be applied to many different scales, for sure. For sure. The chaotic thought process. All right. Now, what do I want to do with this wall? I don't want to just leave it just a wall with nothing. That's kind of boring. Let's see. I really like that. Lawrence said it was the G.I. Joe headquarters. The way they have that window, like that bunker style with the dividing line down the middle, that would be really cool. But cutting a window like that in this is going to be a freaking pain in the butt. Oh, no, it won't. Back to the hot wire cutter. I know, I'll cheat. That's what I'll do. I'll cheat. Are you happy, Ed? I've done this before, but it was funny. Ed, on something the other day, was like, hey, you need to write letters down on stuff. It's got that line down the middle too. Yeah, no, I've done it before. I used to do it with all my trees because the feet on the tree stump are all a little different, but not different enough that it's easy for your eye to discern. But with this stuff, if you've done that, you know, even though it's all rectangular, sometimes the foam is just uneven here or there, and it doesn't fit together quite so well if it's not the original piece that came out. That was so much easier than trying to cut that window. I would never get that window looking like that if I just dug in and cut it out of the middle. Plus, it kind of mimics the look of the cement bunker, so that's totally cool. So not the trees, too many trees, PTSD with the trees for sure. What a funk. What's up? What's up, What a Funk? What a Funk, John. Tonight I'm doing, this is a wall, and there's a tower that goes on the wall, and on top of that, I don't know if we're going to use this turret, but a turret will go on top of it. So kind of like a piece of a G.I. Joe-ish style fortification. We're going to need the hot glue gun for this, so let me get that plugged up. I eat over here a lot, and in between the hot tea and sometimes hot oatmeal, I think the heat, when I don't use a coaster, I usually use a coaster, has gotten my mat all freaking bowed. So I need to do something to try and flatten it out again. Maybe like a towel and an iron or something. I don't know, but it's very annoying to try and join pieces together on it now because it's not flat. Well, up there is flatter. Yeah, it won't matter if it's taped at all, dude. It's warped. It's warped. Hot glue with tacky glue. That's exactly what's coming, Troy Dotson. You are 100% correct. Super sexy. Thank you. Yeah, this... I'm telling you, if you go look at those old G.I. Joe toys, there's quite a wide variety of things they did in there. There's lots of stuff you can draw from. It's been so long since I've really looked at any of them as well. Yeah, I've been using the turbo, but I've been switching back and forth. I'm just like you. They don't have it on any of the shelves around here. I looked on Amazon, and it was either 2 or 3 times the price of the normal tacky glue. And I just was like, it's good, but I don't know if it justifies that or not. I mean, it wasn't like a lot of money or anything, you know, but in comparison, it was significantly more expensive. Come on, hot glue. Almost with the hot glue. There are a few bullet holes in here while we're waiting on that hot glue. Just a little pew pew. Goes to one G.I. Joe convention. Hey man, I used to have G.I. Joe when I was a kid. I don't know if you remember, Ed, but I think it was with it might have been with Ted and Hella Dope on one of those streams. I mentioned I would like to build a whole freaking Voltron out of foam or wood or something, but that's just a bit more complex. Requires a lot of forethought to get all that stuff to fit together. Even if it doesn't transform or move or anything. I've kind of been thinking about making a transformer. After watching the Toys That Made Us, I was like, how can I make a transformer? I just need to get a catalog of several different joints and a few swivels that I use over and over again for different parts. You know, some pivots, some swivels, some sliderisms. And yeah, now that I'm messing more with the 3D printer and Tinkercad again, maybe we might have a swivel here soon. We might actually have a swivel. Yeah, that's a different stream, Troy. That's a different one. We'll save that for the What a Funk stream. Busting on you. Foam robot build, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I actually was working on a kind of a robot, but I'm not gonna. We'll talk about that later, Ed. It was something I was thinking, but I'm not. That's not ready for public consumption just yet. Okay, we have hot glue, so let's see if we can get this thing to go together well without it all going to shit. A swivel and a pivot. It could be. Could be. That's. I mean, if I was gonna do a swivel and a pivot, and a slide and all that, a hinge. Tinkercad or some kind of CAD software would be the place to do that. Like Spancrete. Is that the stuff they use to throw up like warehouse buildings really quick? Yeah, construction Lego. Alright, that's pretty cool, man. That came out pretty good. Definitely gonna have to do more windows like that for this kind of style. Freaking G.I. Joe, what do you know? Very brutalist, yeah. Very cool. Like it looks good. Thank you, thank you. Just like that, there's a solid bunker. Yep. Really cool. And of course, since we already have our pre-punched toothpick hole in the bottom, we're going to go with the extremely fancy toothpick swivel on the top of this unit as well. Right? Because why wouldn't we? I know what we need. We need the T-cam. Where is the damn T-cam? Oh, here it is. Oh, did I actually get that? Oh, it just happens to be the right height to see a dude's head behind there. That's cool. Alrighty, so... Oh, crap, I don't have the gray. We're going to go with pavement again. I think I have enough pavement. That's what I need to do. I needed to restock on my deep gray paint, and I didn't do that. Pavement will look good with this, though. It's going to need some red accents, though. Maybe. Well, maybe not. Well, the strip can definitely be red. You know what? I think I'm just going to paint it pavement for now. Do the strip red, and then I'll think about adding some stuff onto it later. I keep talking about my airbrush. I really need to get into the airbrush again. Just bust it out and play with it a little. And this would be a good thing to put like some red line work on with the airbrush. I just got to clear my table off. My table has like, I have a 6 by almost 4, maybe 6 by 3.5 table in there with the big diorama, the valley, and about 15 other dioramas in parts that I was going to magnetize and try to sell, but I just never got around to it. Couldn't find the magnets, yada yada. Put a stripe under the window. Yeah, I mean, a pinstripe under the window would be good, actually. I was thinking across the top, but under the windows is nice balance. If I glue it all together now, it'll be a lot harder to paint later, so I might leave these two pieces not attached for right now. Okay, let's just get some pavement paint and paint it. Really happy with that, though. Simple wall segment. Make a bunch of these and it would make a pretty quick, cool base. How Deadpool exited? I didn't see it. Yeah. Paper here. Be back in 1 second. All right. A classified figure like a grunt. Yeah. I have him. I forgot about him. He's sitting right up there. It's pretty close to the right height to be looking out that window. I was looking all over for him the other day for like maybe 2 days. I can't remember what I was shooting. I was shooting some video short series, and I wanted him in it, and I couldn't figure out where he was, and I had him clipped by the cape hanging from my microphone, where he's just been chilling for weeks. So that's cool. Right in front of my face. Here you go, Ed. dry for a moment. Perfect. Alright, we'll let those chill and dry for a moment. What can we look at? The old bandsaw. So this table part was made out of the part that was cut right in there. But when I'm looking at it now, I guess there are some bandsaws that are made like that, but most of the ones I've seen have the table kind of like overhangs a little bit. Yeah, see, that looks more bandsaw-ish to me than that. I guess it doesn't have to be up against there could be like a little gap back there. Now that I think about it, I think mine might be like that. I got a little cheapo I gotta go look at. But yeah, this was bugging me a little bit that it was flush. But now that I'm looking at it, just moving it out a little like that, I don't know, I think that profiles more in my brain as looking bandsaw-y than just like that. My favorite old-timer thing to do is look for my phone when watching a stream on my phone. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's more solid. The other thing that's bugging me about this is this top cabinet should be a little bit more square, but it was starting to get ridiculously tall from the dimensions I already chose, because the wheel's got to be in here, right? So yeah, I guess it could be right there. I'll put an access panel on the top and on the bottom. The pole coming down. Either I'll put a hole in here or I'll fake it. I might just like fake it and poke a little hole in there to make it look like the blade is coming up through. And then we'll add some little, you know, details and stuff. Nothing too fancy, like on-off switch. I know a lot of them have like the cranks and stuff. Mine has, you know, not thumb screws, but the kind you twist with your hand. Looks great. Oh, that's what she said. Oh my god. That's probably not what she said, but we could just move on with that. Let me drink my damn tea. Wow, it's 12:30 already. I started so late. I feel like, though, I came in here like half asleep, and because I was half asleep, that came out pretty good. Like, I didn't have to think about it too much. I just kind of like woke up into it like, oh yeah, let's just do that. So that worked out. Okay. So when I go to paint these, I don't know. I feel like it's going to give me a hard time taking... You know what? Let me paint it right now. Let me try some red tips now while we're waiting for that to dry. See what happens. Why not? Zero analysis per hour. Yeah, it was pretty smooth right there. It's going to take a few coats. Probably needs primer. Yeah, priming with the blood of my enemies. We're just going to go for it, dude. I'm not going to ever touch it. It's a test run. It's a pretty quick print anyway. Even on the old Ender 3, it only takes maybe about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half, somewhere in there. which, if I'm understanding the specs correctly, on that Bamboo A1 Mini, an hour and a half should take about 15 to 20 minutes to print. An hour and a half on the Ender 3. That's wild. That's wild. It's gotten that much faster. Ender 3 was pretty darn good when it came out. I mean, it was cheap. It was meant to be, like an everyman's 3D printer. But at the time it came out, it was really quite good. It still is a reasonably decent machine, although it's a lot more fiddly, and there's a lot of stuff that's not automatic on it. A lot of troubleshooting you end up doing, which I guess if you're used to it seems like nothing, but if you're just starting out, the learning curve doesn't have to be as steep as it used to be. It's not especially steep, you just have to be willing to deal with things breaking or just not being falling out of alignment, having to re-level the bed, trying to figure out how to get your settings dialed in. Needy tiny shark faces. Oh wow. Like the bombs in World War II. It's not perfect or anything. The print is a little rough, like I said, but that's passable. It would look, yeah, man, that would look pretty cool, actually. I could either just do the styrofoam back like I did, or honestly, I could just print something else similar like this to slap on the back too. Come up with a few pieces to... That's something I found kind of interesting too with this, is not just 3D printing an entire thing, but using it to augment blocks of foam, because it's just faster. Much faster. Easier to shape, cheaper on materials, all of that jazz. I think even with the green it would probably look okay. Obviously it's not the right size, but yep, even with the green that would look pretty cool. Black with the green and red. It's a little bit like Christmas, but it's passing. Mixed media for the win. Yep. Yep. All right, let's see if we can get a second coat of pavement going on this bunker thing now. Oh yeah. Where does this go? Put that up there. More missiles. Everything needs more missiles. We could have missiles popping out the freaking wall, man. You could have missiles everywhere. You think this is a support tower for a turret? Nah, buddy. It's got missiles on the side, too. I have been thinking about doing something that's just like freaking way over the top crazy like that. Like a giant gun, kind of like this, but crazy with just so many freaking things, like a cannon with just missile banks all around it, and maybe like smaller cannons, like clusters of cannons, just all of the cannons and missiles in one giant ridiculousness. Maybe we'll see if this might culminate into that, the final form. Alright, more pavement paint. Getting too excited there. This diorama can be used for multiple figures. Absolutely. Yeah, this would go with so many different figure lines, dude. G.I. Joe, you know, Cosmic Legions, Action Force, obviously, any of the military looking stuff, any of the science fiction looking stuff, any of that. Obviously, this is extremely fantasy, this thing, but Ah, yes, that lovely second coat when everything starts to look really solid. I'll probably paint the back off stream. Alright, now you're going back over here to dry. Let's see this column. A totem pole gun platform, right? Add a little control below the tower inside the bunker for that small. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I could even use this thing that was kind of like a castaway at this point. Could be inside somewhere. Alrighty, what to do next? I could paint that red strip, but that pillar needs to dry. I could paint the tips of these red, but you guys are probably right in that it should have primer. I feel like if I touch this, it'll probably come right off. So I'm not going to touch it. I kind of want to paint this. It's premature. I should put some widgets and who's and what's it's on it before I paint it. That's kind of wild, having the controls directly on the side of that. That'd be kind of nuts. Yeah, this actually, I mean, this way looks cool, but this way actually looks really cool too, like it was mounted on a truck. Or maybe like a little tripod or something. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Yeah. Yeah, and I thought about something like that. I was looking at that. So a lot of them look like they're separate tubes. I was looking at some reference images before. Yeah, that would definitely add some add a look to it. For the back, really, I just need the same plate without the missile tips pointing out of it. And that would look fine. I guess I could do something a little bit different in the back to just give a little variety, but... A side mount. Oh, maybe I'll work on a swivel. I don't know. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. Tea is done. Let's try a little of this. Yeah, and I'm also thinking of like different setups. Like, basically, you just almost build a little play set out of it where you have the missile launcher mounted, maybe a little tiny platform to stand on, and like you're saying, you get the control panel going. Maybe even like a rock or something, just a little, like a little base. Although this is kind of small for 6-inch. I guess, it could just be some rockets. Yeah, that would work. The little rocket outpost. Laying it, yeah, horizontal for a truck mount. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, I didn't print it, but I was designing a cannon bigger than these, but I actually built pretty much the same plate that this is attached to right here, this piece, but one larger cannon in the center. I'll probably try to print that tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to do it tonight. Yeah, it's too late tonight. See how that comes out. I know if I want to do any like hydraulic struts, you know, holding it up, I have some styrene tubing. I don't remember if it was square. It might be square, but I have the two sizes that they mate to each other. So one's, you know, smaller, one's larger. You can put them right in there, and it slides perfectly. So it's perfect for doing little hydraulic mount looking things. Let's just pull this into the camera shot even though it's not dry. Take a quick look at that. This thing looks cool. Simple. Looks cool. I have a feeling I'm going to be making a bunch of these soon. Alright. This is a short stream. I started kind of late. We got an hour and 49 minutes. I usually like to end around 1. It is 12:59. So I think we're going to wrap it up now. And there's obviously more to do here, but pretty cool. Pretty cool. Based off some old G.I. Joe stuff, looking at some of those old play sets. What do we got? C. Holder. Hey, just joined. What are you working on? Looks like a sandwich of sorts. A little bit of everything, C. Holder. We're about to end right now, but yeah, we had this, which is a 3D print basically that I just painted the tips. We built this bunker wall with this tower thing that this turret may or may not live on. And yeah, bandsaws and hand grenades. So many uses. Okay. Also build a drone vehicle. Yeah, that's true. A drone vehicle like remote control would be kind of cool. Alright guys, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you everyone for coming and hanging out. Sorry it was a little bit short, started a little late. We'll try to fix that for next week. C. Holder, I know you just got here, man. You can always watch the replay. This was about an hour and 50 minutes long. Hope everyone has a fantastic weekend and a great week, and we'll see you again next week. I should have some shorts coming out working on the bandsaw over the next few days. And maybe one day I'll even release a long-form video, but who the heck knows. Anyway, guys, take it easy.